Hey, welcome. Today we're going to jump right in and tackle some of the biggest headaches in automation. If you've ever felt like your workflows are a little messy, maybe a bit too noisy, or just a pain to get started, then you are definitely in the right place.
So, does this sound familiar? You build a new workflow, and the data that comes in is just a jumbled mess. Or, hey, maybe it works a little too well, and suddenly you're just drowning in notifications. Or the classic one. You're just sucked wondering, how do I get this thing to run the second something happens in another app?
Well, guess what? We are going to fix all of that right now. In just the next few minutes, we're going to look at 3 super powerful nodes that will give you total control over your automations. We're talking clean, efficient, and instantly responsive.
Okay, first up, the big one, messy data. We've all been there. Your source app sends you a ton of information, which is great, but it's not always in the format you actually need, right? It's cluttered and you have to dig around just to find the useful bits. Okay, so check this out. On the left, you've got the raw data, 7 different fields. That's way more than we need. But on the right, that's our goal, a clean, focused output with just the 3 pieces of information we actually care about. So how do we do that? Let me introduce you to your new best friend, the Edit Fields node. I like to call this one the data janitor. Its entire job is to sweep up all that clutter, clean up your data, and hand you only the fields you want to see formatted exactly the way you want them. And this node is seriously powerful. You can do things like combine a first name and a last name into one clean full name field. You can format text on the fly, like, say, making all last names uppercase for consistency. And, maybe most importantly, you can just get rid of all the extra fields you don't need, which makes every single step that comes after it so much cleaner. All right, let's move on to problem number 2, information overload. So you've set up an alert for new signups. Awesome. But then 5 people sign up and you get 5 separate notifications. Your phone buzzes, Slack is pinging you. It's too much noise. Just think about it. This number represents 5 individual signups, and every single one triggers its own alert. Ping, 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 ping. It's completely distracting and honestly not very efficient. But what if we could take all that noise and just boil it down? Exactly. You can turn those 5 separate pings into one single clean summary. Just one notification that tells you everything you need to know all at once. And how do we do this? With the aggregate node. Let's call this one the report summarizer. Its job is simple, but so useful. It takes a whole stream of items and bundles them all together into one tidy report. So instead of 5 Slack messages, you get one that says, hey, you got 5 new signups today, with a neat little list. Beautiful. And finally, let's hit problem number 3. How to actually start your workflows. Running on a schedule is fine sometimes, but what if you need your automation to kick off instantly when something specific happens in another app? Like the moment a new account gets created? The answer here is the webhook node. A really great way to think about this is like an automation mailbox. It basically gives your workflow its own unique mailing address, and it just sits there, listening. As soon as another application sends some data, like a letter, to that address, bam, your workflow kicks into gear. See, this node works by generating a unique URL just for your workflow. All you have to do is copy that URL and paste it into another service, like your CRM or your form builder. Now that service knows exactly where to send its updates. And the whole process is incredibly simple. First, an external app sends out some data, like an account-created event. Second, your unique webhook URL catches that data. And third, your workflow runs instantly using that new information. We're talking true, real-time automation. So, let's pull all this together. We've just unlocked 3 pretty fundamental superpowers for building way better, way smarter automations. So when you're dealing with messy data, the Edit Fields node gives you the superpower of clarity. When you're drowning in notifications, the Aggregate node gives you efficiency, turning all that noise into a clear signal. And when you need things to happen instantly, the Webhook node gives you responsiveness. Seriously, these 3 nodes are the building blocks for some really professional-grade workflows. So there you have it. You've got the tools to build automations that are clean, focused, and instantly responsive. I guess the only question left is, what are you going to build first?